Initially with the subject, I thought that I should journal about it, to be honest, I don't really like journaling. Like, I get frustrated when I can't write things quick enough for like what I'm thinking, and then it becomes an exercise in frustration when it's supposed to be like an exercise in reflection and making yourself feel better. So it's not good to feel frustrated when you're doing something with the intention of making yourself feel better, obviously. So, so I just thought, I'll speak about it, and hopefully it has the same effect of getting something off my chest, or feeling like I've put something that's in my brain into some form of words or speech or explanation. And usually when you do that, it like makes you realize that maybe it's not as big of a deal as you were thinking. So um, I have this like problem where it sort of seems like no matter what I do, I no matter what I'm doing, like day to day, no matter what I'm doing with my life, I have this recurring theme of like this voice in my head that's not always there, but it is there. Uh, I wouldn't even say a majority of the time, but like enough that like I never have enough time to forget that it's probably going to come back. um, where I just talk down to myself a lot, and I don't allow myself to like celebrate my wins, as it were. And I only focus on the negative. And I say I only do that, but it doesn't really feel like it's me doing it. Like it's really like the reason why I decided to start talking about this now is because I went for a walk earlier, and I had been invited to hang out with two different sets of friends this evening, and I was really tired from work, so I decided like I didn't want to do it, right? And that should be a perfectly acceptable thing for a human to do, to be like, no, I can't be bothered. I just want to chill. And that's fine. And I should accept that about myself. But then I went for a walk, and I sub, not subconsciously, but sort of unconsciously, there was this voice in my head that was like calling me a loser and like criticizing me for not wanting to see my friends, for not wanting to hang out with my friends. And I sort of caught myself doing it, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, man. Like, why am I being hard on myself there? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I haven't, or how would I say that? Like, there is zero reason. Essentially, there is zero reason to be beating yourself up over something so trivial as deciding that this evening I wanted to chill by myself and get an early night and not see my friends. But my brain goes into this spiral of like, oh, you don't want to do that. That must be because you feel insecure. That must be because you feel you don't fit in the social setting, or you're worried that people don't actually want you there. So you're just going to decide not to go. And it, it's not like I'm actually like thinking these things. It's more that I'm trying to find a reason to justify why I've decided not to go. And the place that my brain goes is always it's always to like the critical route. It's always like it finds a way to like shit on me. Because I could be thinking like, oh, maybe it's because I had a really busy day, or maybe it's because I spent a lot of time with friends this week and I just need to recharge my social battery. Like, I could be telling myself that, but I don't tell myself that. It's always like, oh, nah, it must be because you're insecure. um you don't like hanging out with people as much as other people like hanging out with people, because you're not as fun as them, you're not as cool as them. And this is an arbitrary example, because that is not specifically a scenario that happens so often, that makes me like think like that. But this is like a very a recurring theme. Like, one thing that happens on an extremely regular basis, especially regularly, is like if I think about my life, then all I do is compare myself to people who are doing quote unquote better than me, specifically financially or career wise. And I don't focus on any other aspects, and I don't focus on myself. I just constantly am like, wow, those people are doing so much better than me. Like they they've just got it figured out, and I don't have it figured out. And why haven't I got it figured out? Because I'm 30, and I should already have X amount of money, and I should already have X amount of things. And it's like, it's a weird one because I really feel like it's a disembodied, like a disembodied critic in my mind. Like it's not actually me, because when I catch myself doing it, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Like it's like I let myself go, like it's not. It's like, whoa, like what's going on there? Why is that happening? Because I also know pragmatically and I know logically that like thinking like that does not help with anything. It's like completely pointless. And I don't really understand where it comes from. Like evolutionary. What's the advantage to just like putting yourself down all day? Like, and I look at my life, and obviously, you try to find reasons why you are the way you are, and a lot of the time, I think or at least I try to like look to my childhood. That's like the cliche thing. And like I have issues with my childhood, like nothing crazy, but like stuff like less than ideal happened, but nothing that makes me think like I should have developed this mentality of never being able to be proud of myself, or never being able to give myself like kudos. We don't say kudos in England. I don't know why I said kudos. I don't know how we would say that, but give myself praise, or like tell myself I did a good job, feel good about myself. No, that's not completely true, because I do feel good about myself with some stuff, but this is just a recurring theme, and it like started when I was 25, roughly, I think. And because before that, up to that point, like I just, I thought that I was the boy a bit, like I was a young guy, early 20s. I was living in Spain. So I'm from England, but I moved to Spain when I was 19. And that first like 5 or 6 years, like I was just loving life. Like I was doing well in the job that I had. I had lots of friends. I was having lots of fun. Felt really good about myself. Everything was fine, actually. And then I went to Australia, and I went to Australia for a year. And almost as soon as I arrived, like the first couple of weeks, I started down this spiral of like, for the first time in my life, really questioning what I was doing. I was like, why am I here, man? Like this is so far away. Like everything that I do here is like going to be completely irrelevant to my life. And it's funny because afterwards I realized that all of that thinking and all of that overthinking was really pulling me out of the moment. And I was like, in hindsight, I was like, man, you're in Australia. Like, fucking relax. Like, just have a good time. And I did manage to do that for a decent chunk of the time I was there. But that seemed like it was the first time where I really started questioning everything in my life. And I think it's quite normal to have these like crises. I think it's crises. Especially, being like a young adult and then getting a little bit older, moving towards 30, you start to think like, oh, what am I doing with my life? You start looking at what your friends are doing with their lives, and you start questioning all that stuff a lot more. But for some reason, as a result of that, I just developed this bad habit, this bad habit of like telling myself that I'm worse than other people, telling myself that I'm never going to be on their level, whatever that means. And it's weird, man, because I know in like objective measures, I know that like I'm doing fine, like I have like it doesn't even matter. Like job isn't like everything, and finances aren't everything, but like I'm doing fine. I'm not like, I don't have loads of money and I don't have loads of stuff, but I've also never been in a bad financial situation. Like I've never had to be like bailed out because I fucked it, like I've always been fine in all of the jobs that I've had. I've always done really well. I've been promoted quite often. I've been well liked, but none of it like seems to matter. I still come back to this thing of just comparing myself to people who are like really excelling and being like, you're not like them, so you're a loser. And other stuff like I exercise a lot, like I exercise every day, I eat really healthy. I know that I have a lot of really sick friends who really like me, and I sort of know objectively from an outside measure that people think I'm a cool guy or whatever, whatever you want to say. Like people like me, but for some reason that doesn't, it's really hard to like think about that when I'm just in this like mindset, in this negative mindset of being like, you're a fucking loser. And the problem is, I have a lot of ideas of like things I want to do, specifically with like YouTube. So I have another YouTube channel where I uploaded like one video every day for 400 days, speaking French, like practicing French. And I also know objectively that that's pretty cool that I did that. And that's like, even if each specific video isn't that sick, like the fact that I did it for 400 days, I know that that's impressive. And I know that that's a good display of my character, whatever, like my ability to work hard or my dedication, all this shit. But whenever I think about it, I'm just like, my videos are shit, man. I'm like, they are so trash, like why is people watching this shit, like I arbitrarily set myself the goal of doing these 400 videos. Originally it was just going to be 1 year, so then I was just doing it, but then I wasn't like, there were times when I was feeling good about it, but I wasn't feeling that good about it a lot of the time. Like I was always just thinking like, this is so shit, man. Why do I even do this? But then like my ego got wrapped up with the project, so I didn't stop, right? Which is probably a stupid thing to do. It's like the sunk cost fallacy thing. What was I saying about that? Yeah, so I have like a lot of ideas for videos that I would like to make, to do with languages, and I mean, even just I don't know, about a bunch of random stuff. Like I have ideas for podcasts. I would like to make videos about animals. I would like to continue to be more creative with the videos that I make in French, where I practice my French and stuff like that. But as soon as it's like a reflex in my brain that as soon as I have an idea, it's like the other guy comes and he's like, other people are already doing that. They're doing it better than you could do it. There's no fucking point. Don't do it. And obviously that's not very helpful. And then I don't do it. And even like doing this, like sitting down, and I was like, maybe I will film myself talking about this. Like maybe some people can relate. If you can relate, tell me in the comments, because it'll make me feel less, I don't know, isolated. And also, if you can relate and you figured it out, man, tell me in the comments how you deal with this, because I do feel like I'm not trying to be like a sob story about it, but I feel like it's a big issue that I have, and I need to get over it because it's like holding me back. And on one side, I feel that I have a lot of potential and that I can achieve a lot of things, but then on the other side, I have this thing that's being like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Anything you want to do, there's someone else who's already doing it better than you. There's no point in doing it. You're not adding anything to the conversation. You're not adding anything to anything. You're not smart enough. You're not cool enough. You're not charismatic enough. I mean, I'm specifically talking about like making YouTube videos now. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand like why, man. Why is that a thing? I wish I could just be more like, just do stuff, just do stuff. Don't question it. I think that's really what I need to practice, is because it's a form of overthinking. I think it's like overthinking that leads to negative thinking. But now it's gotten to a point where like, it starts at the negative thinking, and then it's like over negative thinking, which really doesn't help. But yeah, I think if I could just learn to like, you have an idea, I have an idea, and then I just do it. And that's fine. And also if I make a decision, like today, that I'm like, I don't want to go out, I can't be bothered, back myself. Like, don't then spend half an hour questioning it and trying to find a reason to beat myself up about it, because it's fine. Like, because also, like, another thing about the not going to see my friends today is I was like, well, you know that if you don't do that, like the voice in my head is like, that if you don't do that, it's more likely that you're going to get depressed. So you should be doing it, but you're not even like brave enough to do it, to like not be depressed. Like, you deserve to be depressed. You're bringing this on yourself. Fuck, man. And I don't know if, like, when I talk about this stuff, I don't know if me laughing is like a defense mechanism or like a cope. But even then, I'm like, why am I even questioning that? Like, why do I have to question everything that I do? And yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Like, I'm acting like it's super dramatic, but it's it just is what it is, really. And it's something that I suppose I need to like accept about myself, but also I don't want to accept it about myself, because it's a delicate line. No, it's not. It's a delicate balance. Wait, what? It's it's a fine line. What the fuck is a delicate line, man? It's a fine line between like wanting to accept certain things about yourself and then also wanting to change them because you think that they are they're a net negative, on your personality. And I think this is one of those things. So I don't really want to accept it about myself, but I do want to accept myself. I suppose that's the root of the problem, right? It's like not accepting myself, not accepting my decisions, always questioning my decisions, not backing myself. Another thing with the decisions, I'm like rambling like crazy, but that's fine. 17 minutes, man. Well, whatever. Sometimes I think that everything I say and think and do is a cope. And then I question every thought that I have, and I question every decision that I make. And I'm like, this is that thing where I'm like, you're only doing that because you're insecure about X or Y. And I never like allow myself to just be confident that I want or that I don't want something, or that I'm happy with my decision. It's always like everything's a caveat, or everything is like, I never believe myself that I truly believe something. I'm always questioning everything I believe, because I'm like, well, maybe you're just telling yourself that, or maybe your ego is just telling you that because I don't know, because you're insecure about something. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, as I said, if anyone watches this and you've experienced this problem of like having this inner critic that literally just rinses you for everything you think and say and do and all of your ideas, let me know. Maybe we can figure it out together. Or if you've already figured it out, yeah, let me know what to do about it. I do feel a little bit better for having spoken about it, because it kind of makes you realize like it's pretty silly, and as I said, I know it doesn't help with anything. So yeah. So I think now I'm going to enjoy my coffee, and I'm going to read a bit, and then I'm going to go to bed, and I'm going to focus on the book and not focus on the fact that I'm not out with my friends, and not focus on the fact that I'm a big fucking loser. It's fine. Well, anyway, if you watched this video, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. It's very cool of you. And if you leave a nice comment, I will leave a nice reply. That's my promise to you. Have a good evening.